Hey guys, in this video we'll be continuing with the Python video series. We'll be going over some example problems in regards to dictionaries. So these will be longer examples. We may have to create a few different modules. So the first one is we'll simulate a deck of cards. You've probably seen this example in some language. We're going to do it in Python this time. So you can store the cards in a list. I'm not sure if this one does, but we'll just go with it. So this is so basically we're going to have a key value pair, for example, for 8 of diamonds will just be 8. So it would have, let's just say, okay, we have the Queen of Hearts, so each one of those face cards, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. I think Ace is 1. In this case, you can do Ace 11 if you want. But we're going to have Queen of Hearts, so the string Queen of Hearts, and then the value will be 10 in int, so we'll store different types in the dictionary. So the program will prompt the user for the number of cards to deal, so it's kind of like a deal simulation, and randomly deals a hand of that many cards from the deck. So the name of the cards are displayed as well as the total numeric value of the hand. So we'll just show, I think it's kind of like what's that game? Jack Black or something? Forgot the name. Jack. Isn't there's a card game where you, there's a card game where you flip the cards and they're worth, blackjack, that's what it's called, something like Jack Black. Almost had it. Not the actor. So we have, we'll do that, so we'll have different modules, I think, in this program. So we'll have different modules. So this is the main function, which we'll probably skip to start. So we'll just have, yeah, because we're gonna need a create deck function. So we'll have a card dealer, or just maybe a cards.py. So we'll have two modules. We'll go with creating one now, so I'm in PyCharm. So we'll just create another Python file or a module. So I'll just click File, New, File. We'll just call it cards, or cards is fine. So I'll just type in cards.py. I'm not sure if it requires me to put .py or not. If it doesn't, I'll just have to go back later on and copy it to just cards. But I did put in the name cards.py. So we'll go with that. So we have two modules now, main.py and cards.py. So we'll start in the cards.py module. So we'll have the first function, def. We'll just go with def create card deck. So def create card deck. We'll have oh well, this is going to be a lot of creating. Okay, so we can probably just copy and paste. So we won't be able to copy and paste this whole thing, so we'll have to start from the beginning. So we'll just go with, this may take a while, to be honest, because there's a lot of different cards. So we'll have card deck, maybe a card deck don't need to name it dictionary, so we'll just, okay, we could go dictionary. So card deck dictionary points to, there's going to be a lot of cards in here. So go first with Ace of spades, shift semicolon, and we'll have points to a value of 1, comma, so we're storing a string key, and then an int value. Right, and then we'll go on to the next one. It's gonna have to, we could do English here. Or we could just do numbers. So we'll just go with numbers of 2 of spades, shift semicolon, which has a value of 2. And we'll just continue with that. So I'll probably just start typing now. Won't have to explain the rest till we're done this part. So I'll just go ahead and type that out. I don't edit these videos, so I'm not going to be fast forwarding this. So if you guys want to fast forward it, you guys can skip it. It's up to you. So we'll just have 3 of spades, 3, and I'll just continue. Sorry, I can't see because of the camera icon, so let me just move this down. Down here, okay, so card deck points, ace of spades, so we have ace. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I couldn't see that, so that's gonna be like that. Snake eye is 4, and then I'll just continue from there. What's the problem there? No, no problem, or it's just not. These are warnings. Okay, so we'll just go with that. Excuse me, so we have, that should be fine. We'll continue. 6 of spades. Okay, I think, whoops, I messed that up. So I think there's a 10 as well. Alright, so after 10, I will have, so Jack, Queen, and King will all be worth 10. So we'll have the rest here. Jack. No, what happened there? Okay, so we will try to put a comma here. Hopefully we can space this out like that. Okay, so let's try to copy all this code reuse, because it's going to take a while to copy all that out. I'd like to write all that out. So let me just try to copy all this. Okay, so I'm going to copy that line and just paste it down there. Now if it's going to get a, it's going to say the keys are the same. Well, yeah, the keys are the same. So let's go with hearts. Change all these now. Just have to change those. And we'll finish the rest of the suits. The 3 of hearts, 4 of hearts. Seven of hearts, 8 of hearts. Hearts. Remember doing this code for Java 1. I don't think I actually was creating videos then, because I wasn't confident enough to teach people. I probably should have just done it, because I've done C in the past, so unfortunately I missed the beginner Java series, so I apologize for that. I might actually put those, I think still have those assignments, so I might actually put those videos up. I do have quite a lot of Java videos though, Java FX and Java data structures and just other Java stuff. I just don't have all the whole Java series isn't there, like just the hard Java is there, so I should have maybe, I didn't think of doing it at the time. I was worried that, I wasn't good enough. I thought maybe I wouldn't be good enough to teach, but I should have just did them anyways. That's alright, so we have, anyways, I did do that example back then. It was the same thing. We stored the card deck in a list, and we had to randomly deal the hands. Sorry, not a list. We stored the cards in an array, and we dealt the hands by playing some kind of game. I forgot. It was kind of hard, to be honest. It wasn't terribly hard, but starting out coding, it was, well, not starting out coding, but was back at coding after a while, so it was kind of tricky. But now when I look at it, it's actually so easy. So hopefully I can help you guys out. It's the Queen of Queens. Is that wrong? Yeah, that's wrong. Sorry. Queen of Hearts. That was the only B I got too. The professor gave me a B, even though I actually should have been an A. But the rest of since then, all of my computer science classes have been A's or A pluses. It's funny because that's the only professor that only ever gave me a B. So it's like on my record, which is funny. I guess sometimes professors just they give you certain grades based on whatever they feel like they want to. If they like you or not. That happens. So anyways, we have 1 of hearts, 2 of hearts, should be all fine here. So I will hit enter before the end of the curly brace to move that down. I'll paste that in again. And then we'll go with creating the next one. fruit clubs, and then diamonds. Alright, so 7 of clubs, 8 of clubs. Just finish up the clubs here. Kind of a repetitive problem, but that's okay. So 10 of clubs. So king of clubs, and then we'll go with the last one. So we'll just, actually, so I'll have to move that curly bracket down. Something wrong there. Comma, missing something. Why are those that length and then that is that length? Okay, it's just because the word is less. Is a character less, I think. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so we'll just paste that last one in here. Change all these to diamonds. So I think we're going to use that random pop item or something. One of those random methods that returns a random key value pair from the deck. Last time it wasn't really working that well when we tried the example. It was just returning us the last index, so hopefully it will return us the last index, or else we'll have to kind of create that random kind of function ourselves. Diamonds 10. Might have to split this up into a few different parts. It might take quite a while. Okay, so we got tons of nice errors in here, probably for no reason at all. Maybe because I'm missing that. Is that the problem? I don't think it likes this, the way that it's laid out. Comma expected. Is that a comma? Did I miss commas in here? Great. Yeah, there's a comma. Okay, so there's some, okay, so it missed a comma here. One of the indexes. Someone in the video caught that a while ago. Was like, yeah, I already knew that. Like, yeah, good for you. I missed it. I'm just joking. So yeah, I did miss that. So I apologize for that. So we'll just continue here. 1, 2, it should be fine now. 2, 3, one more. I think there's one more error. Someone else is like, I know where it is. It's like, well, I can't see it. Here it is. Same one, I think. Okay, so then now that's fine. So just a massive dictionary. So now we will have so create deck. So we created our deck. So after that, we'll just return the deck, I guess. So we'll just move this back up here. After all that, so we'll just return the deck here. So we'll just have return card deck dict. That should be all. Is that in the same? Yeah, that should be in the same. So we have a module here. I was going to say class, but it is a module. Python file. So it is a module. We're returning the card deck dictionary at the end of the function. We're still in the indentation here. So after that, we'll have another function, basically just to deal cards. So let's do that here. So we'll have my music's off. Let me just turn that back on. Getting kind of boring here. Okay, so we have def. We'll have deal cards. So def deal cards takes two parameters. Deck. So it takes a deck. Takes a card. Let's say card deck. We'll change up the names here. Usually we do the same names. We'll just do one example with different names. So we'll have card. I think it's going to take this dictionary. We'll just call it card deck. Then here we'll pass in number. Number. What number is it? We'll just go with val. So def deal cards. So def deal cards takes two parameters, card deck, comma val. So shift semicolon will move down. We'll have, so we'll say we have a hand val. So hand val points to 0. So hand val points to 0 we'll say if val is greater than we'll call the len function, so len of, we'll pass in card deck for the parameter for that function. So if val is greater than len of card deck, then we'll return we'll say val points to the len of the deck, so we'll return the last card, I guess. So that should be fine. The numbers just this makes sure that the number of cards to deal is not greater than the number of cards in the deck. Excuse me. So we'll have a for loop here. For let's go with for I in range of val. We'll use val. Then we'll have we use that double multiple assignment. Is that what we called it? So we'll have card, which is the key, and we'll have we're already using card. I don't think so. We'll say so. We have card value. We'll have to change value card and value because we are already using val, so we'll have to use value here. We'll say points to deck, card deck, card deck dot pop item. Then we will print the card. Then we'll have the hand value. So hand val points to hand value plus 1. Split the value of the hand. So we'll have we already have deal cards again. So we have def main. Whoops, sorry, am I in the wrong function here? Okay, so hand value points to hand value plus value. Then we'll print outside the loop, I think. We'll have print value of the hand, comma, we'll pass in hand val. Okay, so I think something's wrong here in my notes because there's asking for a main call at the end. So card, what are the different functions that we have? Is this all in one class? Sorry, I believe this is all in one. Okay, this is all. I don't think we need this extra module, so let's just copy all this. One sec here. I don't think we need this extra module. So we did the create deck, card deck. Is that what we called it? Create card deck. Create card deck and deal cards. That can all go in the same. I think this all can go in the same module. So we'll go with that. Deal cards. Okay, so deal cards has a main call at the end. So we'll have a main call at the end there, so we'll just tag on a main here. That's actually, sorry, not even in the function, so that's fine. That's just below everything. Then here we'll have a main. We could have done it in 2 modules. We don't really need to do that. So we'll have def main here. We'll go back to the main function at the top. We'll say, okay, well, we have a deck of cards, points to create card deck. Because remember that create card deck returns a card deck dictionary, so in this case it returns a dictionary. Now we're just taking this dictionary and pointing to this deck of cards, so now deck of cards is a variable, which is a dictionary that's in main, which is now pointing to this dictionary which was returned from create card deck. Now we'll get the number of cards to deal. So we'll just go number of cards points to, cast it into the input function. So cast it into the input function. 2 will pass in the string, how many cards do you want to deal? Question mark, new line. So now we'll just call, what do we call this one? We call this function deal cards, so we'll say, okay, we'll call deal cards. And say you want to pass in the, or it takes a deck of cards as a parameter for the first parameter, then here we'll have for the second parameter number of cards for the second parameter, and deal cards prints out, it's a void function, right? So we'll just, I think it's a void function because we're not returning anything, so it's void, or we can just have returns void. So returns void should be fine. So let's take that module out for now. Actually, wait a minute. It might get confused with all that stuff. Is this what we had? Cards. Excuse me. So let's actually just delete all that. Leave it blank for now. Let's just see what this program gets us. So we have, you guys won't be able to see unless excuse me, so because we're calling deal cards. Actually, we can, so we'll just go with a. Hopefully, you guys will be able to see this. So I'll put a breakpoint here, then I'll click the debug icon. So let's see what we have. How many cards do you want to deal? Whoops, that should have had a new line there, not an M. How many cards? Do you want to deal? That M should be an N. So it's a new line. Save it and run that. How many cards do you want to deal? We'll go with 10. Whoops, can't see that. So 10, we have our console. King of diamonds, queen of diamonds, jack of diamonds, 10 of diamonds, 9 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds. So we have all these cards which seem to be in order. So I don't, like I said earlier, it didn't give us a random value as it said. But we're getting the cards in an order. Not randomly. So this pop item method is not random at all. I'm just thinking if it would take too long to actually get a random value. How many cards are in the deck? 52. Yeah, that's going to take too long to do with dictionaries. It can be done. It would take a little bit of... It might be a little hard for people starting coding. If you really want to do that, you're going to have to use a random number generator, or the rand int function, I think. In regards to dictionaries, you might have to even change the keys, and then change the values, so that the key could go 0 to 51 or 1 to 52. And then if you can do a random number generator between 0 and 52, then you could get whatever number that it gets. For example, 0. Or let's say if it just gets whatever random number it gets, that's the card it'll get you. So you could change the keys to ints 0 to 51, whatever, however many cards are in a deck. Then you could change the value to be ace of spades, 2 of spades, like that. So that's how you would do it if you really want to do it. That's going to take too long for us to change all this stuff. That's how you do it. So once again, you'll have to take these out, change it to 0 to 52. Then use a method in the dictionary methods one that we went over that'll get you the key value. The key value pair based on key. I think you can use so what function did we go over? Items, so we have dictionary methods, clear, get. So you can get so you could probably use the get method in this case to find a random int. Right, so we could change the dictionary to store the key to be an int 1 to or 0 to 52 or 0 whatever 0 to 51. How many cards in the deck? Let me just Google that. I think it's 52. Just got the stupidest answer on Google. Okay, there are 52 cards in the deck. 54 if counting the 2 jokers. Okay. So in this case, you can number the keys 0 to 51, 0 being the start, 51 being the end. Then you put the string as the value. So flip these. Right, so put 0 for, so I'll just do an example. So if you guys are confused, so I'll go 0 for the key. then I'll go ace of spades, whatever it was, for 0. Then when the random number, when we point a value to get a random number between 0 and 51, then it'll deal us a card. Does that make sense? That's how you do it. We'll have to change the logic here. Then you can use the get method. You can get a random. You can say get, you could probably even put, for the first parameter, you could put the rand int function, whatever. I think we went over those in the beginning. You could use one of those functions. You could use you could use one of many of these different methods. So items method returns all the dictionary's keys and their associated values. So you could use the items method. You could use the get method. So let's see, the get method. So it only gets a value, so that'll work too. So you could use either or. Get items, you could use not keys, because it'll return all the keys. So get items, yeah, pretty much that's it, because the rest of them will return. So pop item does not return anything random, it seems like. It returns from the end, so that doesn't really work. So values returns all the dictionary values, so we don't want that. Pop method returns one specified key, so we're not trying to do that. We're not trying to remove a specified key from the dictionary. Keys returns all the dictionary's keys, so we don't want all the dictionary's keys as a dictionary view sequence. So items, I apologize. We can't use items either, because items returns all of a dictionary's keys and their associated values. So you can use get, it looks like. So you can use get to return, so you can use the get method in regards to dictionaries to return a value from a dictionary. So you can use get and then pass in the random. Is there a way I could just test this out? We're getting quite long here, but that's how you do it. I'm just thinking if we could kind of scratch this. How to call this in different modules? We could. Let's copy this out. To the other function again, or the other module. Then we'll have to import cards.py. Is it not .py? I don't think we need a .py for that, so just import cards. If it doesn't work, we'll have to use .py. So then here we'll just say number of cards and deal cards. Oh, apologize. Okay, so create card deck and deal cards. So here we'll have to say cards dot create card deck. No special color for that in PyCharm. Usually if you're calling another module and other IDEs that even that JetBrains made, they usually have another color for the modules. I don't think the color scheme is that great, but in PyCharm that's alright. You can change it to a custom one. The default one isn't that great. It doesn't help you differentiate between the different types and stuff. So that's okay. So number of cards here. So we'll then call deal cards. So we'll have cards dot deal cards. That should work. Save it. We'll run this. The other one's going to have a main in it. So it's probably getting confused. Def main, then we'll call a main here. Save it. Run that. How many cards do you want to deal? We'll just go with 5. So it returned us the not so random order of the deck. Pretty much just the end of the dictionary backwards. Okay, so how can we do an example to get something random? To do that, we could. I'm gonna have to delete this. Okay. Well, no, we'll just go to main. So let's just comment these. Look, we don't have to comment it out, but we can say, okay, well, we have another dictionary. Dictionary 1 points to so we'll have 0. We'll just say it's Ace of Hearts. So we'll have Ace of Hearts, then we'll have oh, we're gonna need, instead of a comma, shift semicolon. 0, shift semicolon, then the string, comma, 1. We'll go with let me copy and paste this out. Code reuse here. So let's take that, copy it, paste it, comma, paste it, comma, paste it, comma, paste it, comma, paste it. Okay, let's just go with a few of them. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we'll have, okay, so Ace of Hearts. We'll just go with some random cards here. So we'll go with spades. Whoops. To Ace of Spades. What's happening here? Oh, that's fine. 5, Ace of Spades. 4. Clubs of, nope, that's wrong. Let's go with Queen of Hearts. 3 will go with 4 of clubs. Ace of Hearts, we already have that. 2. We'll just go 7 of diamonds. Ace of Hearts, we'll go with King of Hearts. Let's go with 8 of Hearts. Okay, so 0, 8 of Hearts, 1 will return King of Hearts. 2 will return 7 of diamonds. 3 will return 4 of clubs. 4 will return Queen of Hearts. 5 will return Ace of Spades. Should be fine. Now we'll say, okay, well, rand card points to dictionary 1 dot get random how many's in here? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How does a random function work again? I forgot in Python. Python random, just looking up the docs here real quick. Okay, so we have random returns a random float between 1 and 0 and 1. Sorry, let's use a rand int. So we've done this in an example before, sometime during the series. So import, we're going to need to import random to use it. Import random, so then here we'll have, we'll say rand card, actually let's just print. Well, actually we just save it to rand card. We'll go rand card points to random dot rand int. Parameters will be between 0 and 5. Then we'll say okay. Actually, is that wrong? No, what we can do is we can say rand card points to dictionary. Dictionary, is that spelling that wrong? Sorry, am I spelling that right? Dictionary1 dot get rand int 0 and 5. So we're gonna have to pass here. We'll just say default. Should be fine. Does get take 2 parameters? I don't think it does. No, it does. Okay, we need a default and a string. Default not found. That should be fine. So what's wrong here? Dictionary, diction. Did I spell that right? Nope. No, I did. DICTIONARY dot. What's wrong with that? Dictionary1 dot get. Okay, that's is that out of the get? Dictionary1 dot get random. Maybe put that here. No? Feel like I'm missing something. Is that right? Sometimes the brackets can be confusing, so we're calling one. So we're calling dictionary.1, then we're saying, okay, we want get. Then get takes 2 parameters. This is the first parameter. Random.randint 0 to 5, which will return us a randint, right? Because we have ints as a type here in our dictionary for the keys. So that should be fine. And you could shuffle this. You could probably say, okay, well, you want to deal 5 hands. 5 cards in a hand, so let's just go with this first. Print rand card. Let's just see if that works. Whoops, the heck is going on there? Okay, so let's set the breakpoint there. Go with that. Okay, so let's take these out. Run that. Hopefully it works. Okay, so we got Queen of Hearts. Okay. Queen of Hearts. So we got a random one. Let's just say we want to. Would it work? Would it let us? So that's how you do it, by the way. So obviously you'd have to add all the cards to the deck. If you want to say deal 5 cards, so if you want to deal a whole hand, I think we're going to need more values in there, but it might work. So we could say, okay, well we want to, how could we do this? Okay, so we want, I was thinking of how we could do this just a second ago. I knew how to do it a second ago, but I forgot now. So we could loop it. We could loop it, or we could have a random, I guess we would need to loop it. I was thinking of another way. Well, we could just create 5 variables, of course. Is there another way we could do this? I was thinking of like a third special way to do it by just using a double random function, a random randint call. I want to say it, yeah, that's not going to work, so we'd have to loop it basically. So we could say for I in, we could say for a card in, well, go with I, why not? Well, I guess we go with card. So for a card in, no, how do we do this? For a card in a range, I guess. For a card in range of 0 to 6, I guess? No, 5, because there's how many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2. How many is that? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's 6. I'll just count them out. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6. 0 to 5 then. Would it be? I think that's would work. No, might work. So let's see if we get all of them. Well, if we want, if it's either 5 or 6. In this case, we only want 5 cards, so it'll be 0. So it'll be 4 or 5. I think it's 4, but if it's n minus 1, is this gonna return it to us randomly though? So we'll just go with this. I see. I don't want to. Yeah, this is fine because actually we're not looping through the dictionary, so this is fine. Let's not use card. It's confusing me. So let's go with I. We're gonna use just a normal. Sorry, I'm doing this in the dark. So we'll go. Sun went down now, so we have for I in range 0 to 5. This is just a normal for loop. We don't want to loop through the object. We don't want to loop through the dictionary itself. We actually just want to loop through a range. Can we just use a standard number? I don't think you can do that in Python. Maybe. So we'll just go with this. Let's just go with 4 to start. Let's see what we get. So let's just do it. Actually, I think it goes n minus 1, right? So 5 times. We'll say now we want this line. Rand. I'll just paste it in. Comment that out. Okay, so now we have a loop for I in range 0 to 5. Rand card points to dictionary1.get random randint. Oh, what's wrong with this? Oh, sorry, did I missed the rest of the statement here? So let's just copy this whole thing, paste that in. Okay, so now let's try running that. I don't think we printed anything. Did not print anything. Okay, so let's go with. Could go with a print rand card here, or we could have just probably printed out the whole thing in one statement print without the rand card. So let's try this. bingo, I think. So we got Queen of Hearts, King of Hearts, Queen of Hearts, Ace of Spades, Ace of Spades. So I think it actually returned us 5 values. Some of them are multiple. Okay, so how would we do that? I think you'd actually have to loop through the dictionary. Yeah. For I in range. So it's printing out some of the cards twice, that's the problem. So it takes some time to fix that. We could loop through the dictionary maybe. So for I don't, that would give us the same cards, wouldn't it? Get. Let's try it. There's a special way to do this, which I forgot, I think, so let's just try this here. For I in dictionary 1. Let's try this and see what happens with that. Just don't want double cards to be printed out. Hopefully it doesn't print it out. I think some of the, is it because we looped more than what's in there? 0 to 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we said that, oh, both, okay, so both numbers are included, so yeah, I think we're almost getting it. Except that we'd have to, pretty much the method itself, the rand int, whatever method we use first pop item isn't returning us the values randomly. So in this case, the value isn't returning us. So if we do that, we could actually remove the value that we just popped. Or not popped, that we got. So we said rand card points to this. Then we could say, excuse me, so print rand card. Will this work? Let's just check. Let's just check. Let me just check this pop method. Pop method. The pop method returns value with a specified key and removes that key value pair from the dictionary. So pop key. So it gets us the key, doesn't get us the key. Gets us the value. No, it does. Oh, we could. So random.rand is 0 to 5, so 0 is the key. So the pop method removes the key value pair from the dictionary. So in this case, 0 is our key. So it's starting at 0. We want to remove the 0. So it gets us. So returns a rand card. So we want is going to point to dictionary1.get random.rand int 025. Okay, so maybe we could have another. Pop key points to rand card. Nope, that's not gonna work because the get method returns the key. I think it returns returns the value. The get method is used as an alternative for getting a value from the dictionary. Okay, so we're going to have to, let me just think about this for a sec. So for I in dictionary 1, rand card points to dictionary1.get random.randint 0 to 5. So if it gets a random between 0 and 5, then we could use the del statement. Can we use the del statement? How do we get the key? Okay, so items, key. I don't want all. Yeah, pop item isn't working. But yeah, this might take me a while to figure out. The method isn't working, so I'm just thinking if we could loop through the dictionary. Returns a key. Because pop takes a key, it's giving us the value. That's not working. It's like we want one thing, but we're getting the other one both ways. We could set not pop key, but it's not going to point to rand card. Once again, I think the del statement takes a. This might be better done with a list. So the del statement takes the key. Okay, so yeah, so maybe let's just. I don't think this is going to work properly with a dictionary. It'd probably be easier with a list. It might be possible. It might take me a while to figure it out. So if you guys want to actually do the card, if you want to store a deck of cards, the best way to do it, because the pop item method, as we saw, didn't work properly. It wasn't giving us a random. Actually, wait a minute. If we go rand int pop item, what does pop item take? No parameters. So if we're getting the key, no, we're getting the value. Okay, so if we're, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work properly. We say we want to get between 0 and 5. That'll get us the value, but there's no way to delete it because it's getting us the value. We want the key. Actually, the key is 0. Okay, so we could point it to, no. Rand int. Okay, I think I maybe know how we can do this. Whoops, what happened there? Let's go with random dot randint 0 to 5. Let's go with rand num points to random dot rand int of 0 to 5. Then we'll go rand card points to rand num rand, what's happening there? Rand num. Yeah, that should be fine. We'll take that out. Okay. Then we'll say pop. Then we'll say dictionary 1 dot pop rand. No. That can work. Let's try that. That might work. Because we're saying, okay, we have a random num, which we're going to generate, which is going to point to rand num. And we're saying, okay, well, then a rand card points to dictionary 1 dot get. Get the rand num as the key. And then default not found, and then dictionary 1 dot pop the random rand card. That should work hopefully, so we'll try that. Oh, something wrong with that. Dictionary change size during iteration. Yep, so we'll go for I in range zero to 6. That should work. Key error 5 0 1 2 3 4 5. 0 1 2 3 4 5. Why key error? Okay, I think because if we remove one, it may be looking for one of the values for I in range 0 to 6. Let's go 0 to 5. Key error, okay. Random points to random dot randint between 0 and 5. Okay, I think it's trying to pop the index, well, it's trying to pop the index that's already, it's trying to access the index that's been popped, I think, for I in range 0 to 6, random points to rand int 0 to 5. Rand card points to dictionary 1 dot get Dictionary1.get random, so get the key at that found. Okay, so what's walking through this through the debugger might just take a while in itself. Might have to though. Dictionary1 random points to random number between 0 and 5. Rand card points to dictionary1.get. Get the random. So it gets the random that was generated, then pops the random. Then, if we go back to the next index, random points to a number between 0 and 5. Okay, so if it's already popped, what we could do is say random dictionary1 dot. Okay, let me just look at what we could do is set that index to something else. So what other methods do we have here? Sorry, this is taking a bit long now. So we have, I expected the pop item to work in my example, but it didn't. So adding an element to a dictionary. So of course we just need to reference it. So the dictionary of a key index points to the value. So we have dictionary1. So we could say what is the key here? The key is random. Okay, so we could say dictionary1 dot dictionary1 of key index random points to an empty string. There we go. Hopefully that will work. Try that. There we go. Does that work? We got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why was one of them not printed out? 1, 2. Actually, 2 of them in this case. Okay, it only looped this a certain amount of times. That's probably why. There's probably a better way to do this, but let's just say we go 0 to 100. It should hit it in that time. I think it eventually did get the cards. It's probably not the, we could just say print out nothing here. Can we do that? Okay, so I think we got it to work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we did. Finally got it to work. There's probably a better way to do this without the spaces. Well, you guess you could remove the new lines with that. You could loop through all this output and remove the new lines. So it did work. 7 of diamonds. We got Queen of Hearts, King of Hearts, 4 of all of them. Aces. What was the order? 8 of Hearts was the first one. Yeah. So we finally got it. Took a while. It isn't the best. I don't think it's the best output. We could go through this output. We could save. Instead of print, we could maybe save it to a list. Rand card points to get. Rand. Maybe rand card points to some list. And then, so we could sit here for another probably at least we could figure it out faster than that, but we could sit here for a longer period of time and remove all those spaces and find a more efficient way. But at this point we did accomplish the task different ways. So sorry for that time that it took. It was good practice, so thanks for staying and watching. So in the next video we'll be moving on to another example, probably not as long as this one. So thanks for watching. If you guys would like to support the channel, if you guys like the video, you can support the channel by liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more programming and investing tutorials. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.